This is the second part of our Shanghai Auto Show coverage. For the first part, please follow the link above. Now we're going to go over to the BYD half of the haul, starting with Chengshi, which is Denza. So obviously we recently had the release of the N9. So here we have the Z9 GT, which actually has been already released in Europe. It was released at the Milan fashion show. So this is actually available to buy by Europeans. Going to be something like 70,000, 80,000 euros, I think. But you do get a whole lot of car for that. Here on the Denza stand still, and we're going to take a look at the Denza Z, which is, I don't believe I could say it's a concept. This is kind of a rival to Porsche, to any other kind of sporty electric vehicles. This is probably going to come in pure electric as well as hybrid versions, and it's probably going to have BYD's 3-motor setup, so it's going to be super powerful, 1,000 horsepower if not more, super luxurious inside. We can't look inside. I can show you through the window a little bit, but that's all I can show you. It's going to be coming for Porsche's dinner in Europe, I think. Look at that. BYD's next brand, which is Yangwang. We have the U8 here, which is their car for like boats. We have the U7 here, which is kind of like their recently released, super affordable, but again, super luxurious vehicle. They actually released a longer version of the U8 today, which is the U8, yeah, you guessed it, U8L. So here is the U8L. As you can see, it's the same as the U8, just a little bit longer. So there's no spare tire holder on the back of this, but instead we're going to have what I assume to be a third row in the back there. I can't see yet, but there'll be a third row there. Essentially a huge trunk as well. The U8 was not a small car. This is a even bigger car. It looks like a long wheelbase Defender, I suppose you would say, but super luxurious. This is pretty much the highest end of Chinese automotive Yangwang from BYD. Huangchongbao stand, which is another BYD brand again, another focusing on off-road. So we had their 5 and we had their 8. We have a review of the 8. You can see that if you click the banner above. And now we have this one here, which is the Tai 3, which is a pure electric version actually, or available in pure electric. The previous versions had, the Bao 5 and the Bao 8 were plug-in hybrid vehicles. This one is a pure electric one, and it's much smaller and it's actually much cheaper as well. So this one, even though it's still intended for off-road, it starts at 134,000 yuan, so that's less than $19,000 for this vehicle. And it's the brand's first battery electric vehicle, maximum power of 160 kilowatts, slightly under 8 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers. That's for the rear-wheel drive version. Four-wheel drive up to 200 kilowatts, so a 0 to 100 in 4.9 seconds. So either a 65, 72 or 78 kilowatt hour battery. This edition here has a drone on the top which opens up and can fly out. They seem to be doing that on a lot of their cars now. I don't know if this is something they're going to fold into their autonomous driving, or if it's just a gimmick. If it's just a gimmick, it needs to go away quite soon. It can charge up to 237 kilowatts, so 30 to 80% in just 18 minutes. And it will come with God's Eye. It has a pretty good frunk. Actually, it's a pretty nice size frunk. Actually, an electric frunk as well. This is the Black Myth Wukong for you gamers. The Monkey King buys BYD. Special BYD edition Tang L with this kind of Monkey King decoration at the front there. So we look at the snorkel, or it's got a snorkel. I'm not sure if it's actually a functional one. It's got the same pattern as the Monkey King stick on it. And then we've got these very, very cool wheels. Look at that. It's like the clouds in the paintings. This is actually the Monkey King edition, the same as the game. Let's have a quick look on the Wuling stand to see what we can see. I see a special edition of the Wuling Zhiguang Mini. So this is an EV. It's not the mini EV. This actually looks like a bigger version. Yeah, it's got a sliding door at the back and it's got a roof rack, so it's much more practical. This is obviously a special edition because if you look, everything is covered in leather. So this is pure electric. A decent amount of space in the back. It doesn't look too uncomfortable. So they made it a bit bigger, a bit more practical. Lots of space for your stuff in the back and a big tailgate. And don't worry about putting your stuff in the boot, which doesn't exist, because you've got lots of space to tie your luggage on the roof of the car, which I think is actually a really good option. So this is the VW ID Era from Shanghai Automotive Volkswagen joint venture. Going to have range extended technology, so a fuel engine charges the battery, and it should have an additional range of over 700 kilometers. So totally over 1,000 kilometers of range, kind of standard for your extended range electric vehicles. B segment SUV, they're calling this, with 3 rows of seats, so a pretty large SUV. So these are the ID Aura and we have the ID Evo. So these cars are potentially quite important for the brand. So again, like I mentioned, they're built on Shanghai Automotive's platform and with Volkswagen styling, with Volkswagen branding, best of both worlds. So this one is the Aura. So this is the first concept to be based on the CMP compact main platform. It's developed for customers in the price-conscious A segment. So it's going to have modern technology and a dynamic design, so it's going to be potentially quite a good price. The look is very nice. For me, this is very close to a production model. This is a Chinese style concept, and that is 90% of the way to being a production car. I think it looks nice, actually. I think it looks really good. And then on the other side, we have the ID Evo, which is their SUV variants. So this is going to be based on an 800 volt premium platform. This is going to be more expensive, but it's going to be the first all-electric B segment SUV in the brand, under the brand. So it's going to be electric extended range. No, it's going to be, this is an SUV vehicle then. It looks kind of similar. I think this one looks a little bit more concepty than the Aura. So we're at the Leap Motor stand now, and I think we have some more delights for Europe. So of course we have this B10, which is available in a lot of European countries already. And now, just yesterday, they released the B01. How about that for confusing naming? So this is the sedan version of that SUV. And while it does look incredibly boring, I expect it to be a very big seller. The reasons for this are as follows. So it's got a super aerodynamic body, which has a drag coefficient of just 0.197 CD. So this is actually better than the Porsche Taycan, better than the Model S. This is an extremely good drag coefficient and probably a decent range. So you're talking around 650 CLTC, and it will cost, or probably cost around 150,000 yuan in the China market. So you're talking around 18 to 20,000 euros. And as you can see, this doesn't have an exhaust, so this should be a pure electric vehicle. I imagine it will come with extended range versions as well, as it's from Leap Motor, and they will have even more range, but I think for now it's probably a pure electric version. Still going here, and we're at the BAIC, which is the ARC or sub-brand ARC Fox stand, and we have a very lovely concept here. This is the ARC Fox 77 here. Guangzhou GAC Group brands, a mini Aeon Xiaomi Ultra, right? A UT Ultra. This is actually pretty cute. This is actually a little hot hatch, just pretty cool. So last but definitely not least, we're going to go to HIMA, Harmony Intelligent Mobility Alliance. So this is basically Huawei's system with a number of different brands. So they have Ito, which is with Ceres. They have Luxi, which is with Chery. They have Stellato, which is with BAIC, and they have Micro, which is with GAC. So they're basically Huawei working with lots of these different brands, and these are super high-end vehicles. You've got the Stellato S9 there, you've got a Luxi R7 there, a Ito M9 there. These are the highest, basically the highest end, or one of the most luxurious Chinese cars you can get is this. This is a super popular car right now. I wonder if we're going to be allowed in here. Let's find out. The doors are open, which is always a good sign. So in here you can see Huawei's influence. You've got 3 screens, but I don't even think that's the highlight. I reckon the highlight is probably back here. They've already got the screen down, so you've got your nice comfortable chair here. You've got a fridge unit, and you've got a projector. So if you look at the back there, you can see there is a projector. So this is basically your own home cinema, and you can watch stuff while you're moving. I think you can watch it on the go. I'm not really sure about that, but even still, when you're charging, you can just, sit back and watch a movie, and then before you know it, your car's fully charged. The first publicly unveiling of this right now, but you can see its design influences, at least in terms of the color scheme. So we've got some stars in the rear light there, which we had also in the Ito M9 at the front. And it's a very, very long car. I can't wait to see what's inside. I mean, look at those door handles. The door handles even have stars inside them. There's stars everywhere, man. And yeah, like I mentioned, this paint job is perhaps, I don't know, even from the Spectre, the Rolls-Royce Spectre even uses this paint job. So yeah, so this is the, you want to try and pronounce that, Maestro, like a maestro. English maybe is not so much of a priority at the moment, as it's probably not going to be going overseas for a while. But can you imagine a super luxurious Chinese electric Rolls-Royce made by Huawei? There you go. But you wouldn't have seen that coming a few years ago, right? I do feel like they're selling themselves short with these derivative designs though. But anyway, cool. Let us know what you think of this in the comments. We did it. We got through it. We didn't see everything, but we saw what we thought are the EV highlights from this year's Shanghai Auto Show. Which ones were you most impressed by, and which ones would you most like to see in your market? Make sure you let us know in the comments below. All right, I'm gonna go home and lie down. I'll see you next time.